Hi, my name's Terry. I have 9 years military service. My last few years was with the 82nd Airborne, during which time I had 2 combat deployments, went to Panama, went to Iraq and Saudi Arabia. Within the year after coming back from Iraq, I first tried to get help for issues I didn't understand. I went to the Army psychologist. I began explaining my issues, and he basically mocked me. And so when I first went to the VA for the symptoms, they took my application, gave me some antidepressants, and then let me go. That was my first trying to file for disability. They rejected it. I lived my life having panic attacks, having other symptoms began showing up that I didn't attribute to my time in the Gulf. Tremors, lack of attention, insomnia. I figured all my avenues of escape were closed because I was already denied benefits from years back. I saw an advertisement for Hill Ponton at some point, and I figured it couldn't hurt. So I told them my story. They got right back to me. They did all the work except for what they needed to personally ask me. If they needed info, they would ask me for specific info. If that info involved third-party professionals being involved, they would make sure the third-party professionals contacted me and gave me the medical exams needed to support my claim. They did all this in the background while I continued living my life the best I could. Out of nowhere, I would get an email or get a letter from Hill Ponton saying, "Congratulations, your appeal has been approved. Here is your back pay." Sending the check back to you guys was the happiest thing I've ever had to do, because I didn't even know half the court filings and everything you were doing on my behalf. I never paid a penny out of my own pocket. They never made me feel like anything but a rich person who was hiring personal lawyers for them. That's how they made me feel. So eventually they got me back pay all the way to that first time that I submitted my VA claim. They found mistakes that the VA had made. The VA kept rejecting the appeal over and over until they brought it to an actual judge, who then gave a final ruling and gave me my back pay. And that never would have happened without Hill Ponton. And I urge anybody who has been turned down to go ahead and contact Hill Ponton.